Hey, you got yourself a whip. Now you're watching YouTube videos to try to learn how to crack this thing and how to do it properly and safely. Well, welcome. We're going to talk about the overhead crack today, which is a really fun crack. Does take a little bit of you getting used to, but once you learn it, it's a crack. It's a lot of fun. It can be really loud. It can be soft. It's a lot of fun to learn. So let's talk about it. First off, I've got an 8-foot whip here from the id of Alex and Alex's Whip Shop. It's a paracord whip, not a leather whip. However, being a paracord whip, it allows me to use it in a kind of a wetter kind of day. It rained early in the day, the grass is wet. This is not necessarily a situation that would be great for a leather whip. So please keep that in mind. You might see some mist come off the crack as we get to that part of the video. Paracord whip, I don't really have to worry about a lot of maintenance after the fact and care for it because it's not leather. But you're not here for a breakdown of the difference between leather and paracord whips. The crack is still the same. So let's talk about it. So in the overhead crack, and with a lot of cracks, and just generally using the whip, in the handle here, you don't want to grab in the middle of the handle, and you certainly don't want to grab up near the transition knot. You want to control the whip mainly towards the heel knot here. So specifically for me, what works for me is I wrap my middle finger around the top of the heel knot, and that's how I hold it. I have larger hands, so that's what works for me. You may find that you might want to grab just the heel knot or a little bit higher. You got to figure the right spot for you and for your hand size and your particular whip. So that being said, knowing where to hold the whip is a big thing. So the overhead crack is a crack that begins by circling the whip over our head and then changing direction and keeping everything in a horizontal plane. Now, that's very important. As I move through this tutorial, we're going to keep the whip moving and circling around the head, and then the crack comes in the horizontal plane just by changing the direction of my wrist, which changes the direction of the whip. So let's get this going. So first off, you should really start out making circles with the whip and feeling what that force feels like as you're circling the whip over your head, keeping it in the horizontal plane. Don't let it get off in a weird diagonal or a weird diagonal this way. Just keep it going horizontally. So when the crack is ready to happen, like I said, you're going to change the direction of the handle. See? That's all I'm doing. I'm pointing with my thumb or my wrist where I want the whip to crack. Okay? Sure. As I'm moving it over the head, over the head, change direction, there's the crack. So as I moved it, the crack happened out here, and I just continue the motion over here. It's very important that we continue that wrist in the horizontal plane, and we're not trying to yank it down, or please don't yank it back at you. Well, this is not a crack where I have to yank it from back. Right? So I'm moving over the head, change direction, crack. Then start out slow. Start out with slow circles. You can be real soft with this. Yeah. But that's a nice soft crack. As you get more and more comfortable, you can make the cracks louder by being more forceful with the stepping. But it's important that everything stay over the top of your head. Because if you don't, you let the whip drop, you're going to pull it back over the top. You're going to hit yourself in the head. You're going to knock your hat off. Nobody wants to knock your hat off, right? So get the whip up, moving at a horizontal plane over the head, change direction. Right. Yes. Yeah. Now, like I said, the more force, the better off. The louder the crack will be. So as you get more comfortable with it, you can just get it up 1/2 rotation, bring it back, and make a very loud crack, which is a lot of fun. There. Everything stays horizontal plane and over the head. So the overhead crack's a lot of fun to work. And I hope that this has helped you. And let me know in the comments if you were able to get the crack down. Like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate you guys.